Well, hi there, this is Dave DeBow, and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Hope you're doing well. Hope you wrapped up your summer in a good way. Kind of a crappy long weekend here in Kamloops. It's rainy and chilly. Anyhow, kiddies are getting ready to go back to school. Amy's doing her first day of university classes today when you're seeing this. Andy's back at school in grade 10. So it's back at her. And speaking of back at her, I am kicking things off for this fall with a cleanse. I'm doing the Master Cleanse. And if you're not familiar with that, basically you do 3 days of working into it. So gradually taking yourself off of solid food, getting into smoothies, then doing orange juice. And then it's 10 to 14 days of drinking this lovely concoction. So this is a lemonade made out of fresh squeezed lemon juice, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of organic maple syrup. So that sounds pretty good. But then you have to wreck the whole thing with a bit of cayenne pepper, which just spices it right up. So cheers. This is what I'm going to be eating for the next 10 days. Also started the day off with my first ever saltwater flush, which consists of putting two teaspoons of sea salt into in a liter of water, shaking it all up, and chug-a-lugging that. First time I've ever done that. Can't say it was a lot of fun. Can't say I would highly recommend it unless you really do want to, flush your system out. It definitely does that. It's not to get too graphic, but it's kind of like taking a pee, but from the wrong spot, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, that's what I'm putting myself through. Why am I doing this? Well, because I've gotten fat and lazy, and I've been drinking too much caffeine lately and probably having a few too many wobbly pops. So doing a detox, kicking things off to get back on track with my fitness and my dietary plan. So basically this is supposed to be a 10 to a 14 day fast where basically all you're having is 8 glasses of this great stuff every day. Nothing like lemonade with cayenne pepper in it. Actually, it's not that bad. And I've done this a couple of times in the past, and I think the longest I went was 14 or 16 days or something like that. So hopefully be able to stick with it in this one. Starting off at 203 pounds, which is pretty heavy for a guy that's 5'8" on a good day. So gotta shed some of that weight, but the important thing is to keep it off after that. Okay, anyhow, enough about cleansing and flushing and all that kind of good stuff. What do we got in store for you? Well, speaking of, so this is what I call the feast and famine. I'm up for a little bit of famine right about now. I could use it. Speaking of feast and famine, a lot of people in Alberta are feeling the pinch, this economic crisis that's going through the province. And to help with that, my good friend Ken Beaton and I were putting on a no-cost web class this Thursday, September the, what would that be, 8th. Thursday, September the 8th. So it should be tomorrow night if you're watching this video. And that'll be starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So in Alberta time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Primarily for Albertans, but if you're anywhere around the province, this anywhere around the country, this might be good for you. It's called, and what do we call this? The Alberta Real Estate Predicament, Creative Solutions to a Big Problem. So Ken has put together a very, very, very good presentation on this, on the how to invest in real estate in a challenging market. He's got firsthand experience doing that. Why now is the time to be buying real estate, how to come up with creative solutions to challenging problems that you might be having, when's the best place to buy, where's the best place to buy, so when's the best time to buy, what kind of properties should you be looking at. Very, very good web training class. So highly encourage you to click on the link below or go to CanadianProfitsWebinar.com to register for that. Again, it's primarily for Albertans because we're going to be coming to the Wild Rose Country towards the end of this month, doing a couple of one-day boot camps. So this workshop's going to give you a taste of that. Plus, if you know Ken, you know that he's all about giving massive value. So this is going to be a very, very valuable educational web class. So go ahead, click on the button below, or visit CanadianProvinceWebinar.com for more information about that. What have I been up to? Well, recently, just wrapped up my latest Magnetic Investor Attraction workshop in lovely Ottawa, Ontario. That was a couple of weekends ago. And that was definitely a lot of fun. It was a good group, very, very experienced group of investors, the most experienced group that I've had the pleasure of teaching. So I believe out of the whole 25 people, there were approximately 20 or 21 experienced investors and only 4 newbies. And usually it's about half and half in these workshops. So that was very, very interesting to see people, especially met some folks, some very astute investors from Quebec that are doing amazing things. So watching how some people are investing in Quebec, and one gentleman has over 100 properties in his portfolio in Quebec, and then a lot of very, very sharp investors from around Ontario. Great fun, good time. Next Magnetic Investor Attraction workshop I'm going to be doing is in Vancouver, coming up in a couple of weekends, the 17th and 18th of September. So you can click on the link below the video to find out about that, or go visit investorattractionworkshop.com. All right, that's about it for this week. I'm going to keep chug-a-logging my lovely lemonade. If you're interested in finding out more about the Master Cleanse, I believe there's a good website called mastercleanse.org. I think it's a Canadian guy that did that. And anyhow, have a good one, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.